welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on my not full face, like foundation routine type deal, and I just wanted to get this out there because it's not something that I go like full in depth with usually in my videos. I kind of just like zoom through everything, and I wanted you guys to know like why I do it, what I like, what works for me. So I filmed this video, and if you want to know how I do my foundation on a regular basis, how I get like the base of my makeup, then just keep watching. Just keep watching. Gotta go up a few. Keep watching!
Yeah.
Just stay watching! Alright, so the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you wash and like prep your skin for makeup, because the worst possible thing you could do for your foundation is not prep your skin. You need to make sure you wash your face with a good soap, one that doesn't break you out, one that's good for your skin type, and make sure you put on a really good moisturizer, again, for your skin type. I have like oily, combination, dry patches skin. I use the Cetaphil moisturizer and the Belief, the True Cream Aqua Bomb, and those are really great for me, so that's what I put on my skin beforehand, and I did wash my face with a facial cleanser. It's so weird to say. And then I also put on a few drops of the Tarte Maracuja oil, and this is really great as like a moisturizer and a base for your foundation. For primer today, to start off my like foundation routine, I guess, I'm using the Too Faced Hangover RX. This is one of my favorite primers of all time, as for many YouTubers. I know I love this one. This one's awesome because it smells great, it feels great, and it has coconut water in it, which is good for your skin, and it gets tacky, which lets you know that your foundation is going to cling to it, which is what you really want in a primer. You want your foundation to stick to it and hold on to it all day long so it lasts for a longer time. So I just put one pump of this, or like 1.5 maybe, on my hands. I rub my hands together, and then I just put this all over my face. So the next thing I really like to do for my face, and it's probably going to be really helpful for a lot of other people too, is a pore minimizing primer. This isn't mandatory, you don't have to do this, it's just something I like to do for my skin and my really porous face. And this is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless primer, and I just put this in my T-zone where my larger pores are, like right around this area right here, and I just take a little bit of this, and this just helps to minimize your pores, cover up like really like fine wrinkles, and just like smooth your skin out so it looks flawless and poreless and beautiful. So I literally just take like the smallest amount of this, rub it between my fingers, like dab it a little bit on those areas like with huge pores, and I just like to lightly smooth it out, and I can see already like how it's minimizing my pores in my T-zone. Alright, so now on to the main event of the whole show today. I'm going to go ahead and use my Beauty Blender, which is my favorite product, or like applicator product, to use for foundation. It's just the best, honestly. I hate using brushes for foundation on my face. It leaves streaks, it like pulls up dry patches. I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me. I just don't like it. It's not my thing. So I love using a Beauty Blender. It makes everything look seamless and like flawless and beautiful, and it blends everything perfectly, and it feels nice on my skin, and I love using this for foundation. And my favorite foundation right now is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I love this one. It is beautiful on the skin. It's like a satiny kind of finish. It's a medium coverage. I'm in the color Snow. I don't know, I think this might be the lightest shade you can get. I am really pale, but I love this. I always go back to this. I always try to like stop neglecting my other foundations and use this one, but I always forget to. So I'm gonna use this one again today, and it's just my favorite, and I can't get enough of it. So make sure you get a foundation that's good for your skin type. Make sure you don't get a foundation that's for oily skin. When you have dry skin, it's not gonna work out. Find the perfect foundation for you, and that works for you, and that's what you should use. So I'm gonna pump a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I start off a little bit and just add more if I need to. I just dab my Beauty Blender in there, make dots on my face with the Beauty Blender. and then I just blend that all out with my sponge. Alright, so now that that foundation is on, I'm going to go ahead and use concealer, and I think I'm going to have to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer today because it is my absolute favorite. It's everyone's favorite. This is no news. It is amazing. It doesn't crease. It doesn't accentuate any wrinkles or grossness that I have on my face. It covers really well. You don't need a lot of product, and it just brightens and feels lightweight on my skin. I love this stuff. So this is in the color Fair. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm gonna put it on all the places on my face that I want to add light or like contour contrast, you know, like art, and just add light back into my face. So I'm gonna do it under my eyes in like a triangle because I want light to be on my eyes, on the center of my forehead, down my nose, and then my upper lip and chin, because that's all the places that you would usually want to brighten on your face and lift and like wake you up. So I just do like little strokes under my eyes, usually. A little bit on my chin, not a lot. My nose, because I get really red there like most people do. And then a little bit on my forehead. Not a lot though, because I got a big wrinkle there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my Beauty Blender again because it's my favorite of all time, and blend all of that out. Alright, so once that is all blended out and even, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder like everybody else on YouTube. This is my favorite. I've tried the RCMA No Color Powder. I like it, I do, but I feel like it dries my face out a lot more than this one does. This is, I feel like, more fine and like luxurious. I really like this one. It is my favorite loose powder right now. And then I'm going to use that same Beauty Blender, dip it into the powder, like so, and then put it on all those areas that I just added concealer, and then lightly pat it onto the rest of my face to set that foundation. Alright, so now that that powder is set on my face, I'm letting excess powder sit on the areas that I really want to stick and hold, that kind of like fall off during the day, you know? So I'm keeping it concentrated a lot on the tip of my nose because I touch my nose a lot and always rubs my makeup off. So I like to put a lot of powder there, let it sit for a little bit, and it bakes in, sets in, and just locks everything in place. Under my eyes, right under my eyes, I let some sit because I crease really bad because your girl got a lot of creases there. And then my chin and my smile lines, frown lines, whatever you're doing most, I guess, I put a little bit extra too because I have really deep smile lines and I crease really bad right there. So I'm gonna let that sit for about 5 minutes, not too long, maybe like 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna dust it off. Alright, so now I'm gonna take this Sigma tapered highlighter brush. It's just like a fluffy brush. To me it's too big for highlighter. I don't know. And this is F35 brush, and I'm gonna brush all of the excess powder off of my face. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my bronzer, blush, and highlighter on camera just to show you like kind of how I like finish off my face, because I feel like I'm kind of like potato face right now, like just one solid blank sad color, you know? We all had that girl in middle school that did that though, that one color, just whole face with one color. So I'm gonna add a little bit of depth to my cheeks, a little tiny bit of blush, and some highlighter, and then that's like literally how I always do my face this is my favorite routine. This is what I usually stick to. Sometimes I'll switch a couple things up, like I'll use a different concealer or like a random foundation that I have. But for the most part, this is what I do every single time. So now I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M527 brush. I really, really like this brush for bronzer because it's fluffy, but it's domed, so it has like that like tapered dome shape, so it like buffs everything out really like nicely, but also concentrates in the area that you're trying to get that color in. I'm gonna use my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I really, really like this one. It's one that I use a lot on like a regular basis. It's a perfect light shade for really, really pale girls like me. I'm really pale, and it's like the perfect light brown shade. It's not too cool, not too warm, and it's just like great for my skin tone. And just swirl that brush in there. I'm sorry if you can hear all the sirens right now. Tap the excess off, and then just bronze up my face. Alright, so now I am gonna go in with blush. My favorite blush of all time right now is Too Faced Baby Love. It's a perfect, like, muted, purpley, blushy, I don't even know. It's an amazing color. I love this color. It's perfect for me. I love it. It's like a nudie, purpley, mauve-y. It's just good. It's so good. And I'm gonna go in with a stippling brush and just stipple that onto my cheeks. Alright, so after putting all that powder on your face kind of feel, or my face, personal experience. My face kind of feels like a little bit like dry, you know? Like that's a lot of powder. So I like to go in with a spray. I'm going to use the Smashbox Primer Water today. I have a lot of different ones. I kind of just switch back and forth. I don't really have a favorite. I kind of just like them all. I'm going to spray my face and then I'm going to do highlighter. I like to do that because I noticed that once I spray my face a little bit, it's a little bit like damp. I let it dry a little bit and it's just like a little bit damp, and I go on my highlighter. It kind of makes that highlighter pop even more. It just like, I don't want to say moist. It kind of makes that highlighter pop a little bit more and makes it more intense, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now for my highlighter, I'm using the Becca Moonstone. I'm using Becca Moonstone highlighter in my favorite highlighter brush. This is the Morphe 510. I love this brush for highlighter. It's fluffy, it's small, it's great. It's great for highlighter. This is the highlighter. It's like a opaly golden type deal. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the Becca highlighters. And then I just dip that brush in there, tap it off, and the very high points of my cheeks, and just buff it out really lightly. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose, the very pointy part of my nose. Alright, so one thing I actually forgot to do, I always forget this, but I always like notice like right when I'm almost done with my makeup, is I like to add like a little bit of definition to my nose. I don't like contouring my nose. I'm absolutely horrible at it, and I just feel like my nose shape isn't compatible with nose contouring. I don't know. I just don't like the way it looks on my nose. So I just use a fluffy brush, that same bronzer, tap it off a lot, and I go in and just add definition back to the sides of my nose. So my nose doesn't like blend in with my face, you know? That is the finished foundation routine. This is what I do to my face on a regular basis. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows and my eyes and I'll be right back in uno momento, or like 1 millisecond for you. All right, so this is the finished product makeup look foundation routine video. This is what my makeup usually looks like on like a regular basis. I kind of either don't wear makeup or I kind of go full out, like all out. I never do like in the middle, like, because if I sit down to do just like a little bit, I'll end up doing like way too much. So if I wear makeup, I go all out, or I don't wear makeup. Like there's no in between for me. I know that happens to a lot of people. Like you can't just go halfway, you know? Gotta go all the way or nothing. So my foundation routine kind of stays the same for the most part. I switch up some things depending on how my skin is, depending on the weather, just however I feel I switch up a bit. And this is what I pretty much go for all the time. I just do like a liquid lip and then, you know, real eyelashes, and then just like a simple defined eye. I just define my eyes, do my brows, never go anywhere without my brows. They always gotta be with me, you know? So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. I hope it helped you out and like explain things a little bit better and let you see more in depth as to what I do regularly. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you aren't already, don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, Best Fiends. Subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
You need that, don't you?
I need to get right with the Lord one time before I do this. Dear Jesus, please allow me not to stutter. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my god, that looks so weird. Right now. Please subscribe!